One.
Why criticism and getting feedback from the people around you is important. You see, today I was participating to an audition. I was doing an audition, a speaking audition for a club, to become part of this club where they are all professional paid speakers. And I really wanted to be part of this club because they are all amazing speakers and I want to get better at this. And as I was doing the audition, then afterwards I asked if it's possible to get an evaluation, to get some feedback. And what I love about this club, that they don't do the sandwich method that usually people do in Toastmaster or any other places. They give you a good thing, they give you a bad thing, then they give you a good thing. They call it the sandwich method. And to be honest, I'm kind of sick and tired of the sandwich method. For me, at this point, I need and I want to understand where I can improve. Give me some points of improvement, not just the fluff. Because the fluff is great. But you know what the fluff is great? It's for the ego. That's why most of us are so easy to give criticism, to critique someone, to give feedback to someone else, to point the finger or what other people did bad or good. But when it comes to us, we hate it. Let's be honest, we hate to be critiqued by others. Especially, of course, for those that we love the most. So as today I was doing the speech and then I got the evaluation, they start giving me 2 points. One, the thing that they thought is my forte, like my strong points, and the things that they will challenge me to change, to improve, to get better, and so on. So one of the points was authenticity versus performance. You see, as a speaker, sometimes we tend to put our hat as a speaker and we forget our authenticity, forget who we are in real life. And I'm a very energetic speaker. I have a lot of energy. I bring a lot of energy in the places, the stages and places I speak. And not just on the stage, but in general, people that know me, I'm a pretty energetic person. I love energy, enthusiasm, so I bring a lot of that. And when the feedback that I got, one of the feedback I got today is like, I said, Adriana, you have to be careful of understanding the difference between performing and authenticity. Because sometimes if you perform too much and you're too high energy, people gonna realize that nobody is high energy 24 hours. And that doesn't show authenticity, it shows performance, which is kind of fake. And for me, that was a great point. Because for me, I on the beginning as a speaker, I thought like if I'm, showing and give it my all and be high energy all the time, that's what it should be. And then I realized that that's not all about. As a speaker, doesn't matter if he's in a presentation, doesn't matter if he's on a stage or just in a conversation with someone, it's important to check yourself inside of you and ask yourself, I'm actually putting a show now for the sake of my ego or for trying to prove something, or I'm actually want to be who I am with the lows and the highs. And for me, that was one of the big feedbacks that I received that I want to implement more and more. And I'm sharing all of this with you because maybe somewhere in your life, whatever's that, preparing for a presentation on a speech or preparing for a hard conversation with someone, you thinking, how should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? And you have that inner critic with you all the time, thinking what would be best to perform, even if you don't think it as a performance. And then most of us, we have a movie in our head, the way it's gonna run, the way we want it to run. And then when they're actually presentation, speaking on a stage or in a conversation with someone, whatever is your boss, your child, your partner, then afterwards, or meanwhile it's happening, and afterwards you realize, oh, it didn't go according with my plan. What do I do now? And then the cherry on top of a cake is that sometimes you get a feedback and a critique from the person that you spoke with. They might be right there and then when they tell you, why do you scream at me? Why do you act this way? They say all these things. Or it might be a boss after presentation, they pull you over and say, hey, what was that? I know you, that's not you. What do you do in that moment? Are you okay to handle that kind of feedback? Or is like wrenching in your heart? In the moment when you get a feedback, ask yourself, is this hurting my ego? Or is hurting myself? Like I take it personally because, and understand why you take it personally. For me, criticize, constructive criticize, feedback, points of improvement, whatever the label I want to put or other people put on it, I always look at this. I cannot see what other people see. And the only way I can improve is by understanding and be curious about what the people are saying. I will extract what is beneficial to me, and then I will put in application whatever I think it's in the same level with my values. That's what it is criticize and feedback for, is to take whatever you need and leave the rest on the side or throw it away. So I'm sharing all of this in the hope that next time when you get feedback from your boss, from your partner, even from your child or from your parents or anybody around you, don't take it so personally and ask yourself, why it feels so heavy on me? One is because subconsciously I believe the same thing like they say, or is hurting my ego, which I need to kind of have a check with my ego. Ask yourself those questions. We'd love to hear in the comments. And if you have any questions, I'm here to support you to communicate more efficiently, to connect better, and to create with purpose. See you next time.